has off the court. Nonetheless, the NBA's all-time leading scorer, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, says there's some stances and statements LeBron has made that he should be, quote, embarrassed about, and that were, quote, beneath him. Later on, in a follow-up to the LA Times, Kareem clarified his opinion on LeBron, saying, quote, the daunting hero, adding, quote, I believe LeBron is strong enough and gracious enough to understand that I have only love for him in my heart. Shannon, we're going to give you a first bite at this one. Was Kareem's criticism inbounds or out of bounds?
It was out of bounds, but Kareem got to stand on it. Don't backtrack. No, you said what you said. They asked Kareem, what do you think about LeBron possibly passing your scoring record? All he had to do is say, you know what? If and when that happens, I'm going to be there and graciously shake LeBron James' hand.
Agreed.
That's all he had to do.
That's all he had to say.
He took it somewhere. They didn't even ask him to go.
Yep.
He went for LeBron when nobody sent for him to go for LeBron. And then once he saw the criticism and the blowback that he was getting, he tried to walk it back. Well, we already knew. No, bro, you can't do that. You said what you really felt about LeBron. And what we're noticing, we're going to talk about this a little later, Skip, we didn't see these sharp critiques by Kareem of LeBron until when? It wasn't at 30,000, 33,000, 35, 36. Now, barring something catastrophic happening, he's going to pass Kareem. Kareem is on that record for damn near 40 years. He didn't think anybody was going to get there. Skip, who can play that long, that consistently, and get this record? Kareem like, whew, home free. Now it seems like LeBron is going to pass him. He's coming with more harsh critiques of LeBron that has nothing to do with basketball. Skip, Kareem make it seem like he was a model citizen. He had a very, very contentious relationship with the media.
Oh, did he? I was in the middle of it.
Very.
Yes.
He would not have won half the awards that he won. The players voted. Every award that Kareem won, the players voted for the MVP.
Correct.
They took it out the player's hand after he won the last one, and that's when the media started voting. I remember when he cracked Kent Benson, he broke his hand. Because he said Kent Benson, I think it was Kurt Benson, Kent Benson.
No, Kent.
Benson. He's the number one overall pick.
He broke his hand.
Broke his hand, hitting Kent Benson in the face.
Did.
Kareem make it seem like he's been a model citizen every step of the way. We commend Kareem for what he's done off the field. Off the court, excuse me. Off the court. But come on, Kareem, this should be beneath you to take a shot at LeBron in a situation like this. Now, if they were asking you once LeBron is over, and about his totality, his body of work, both on and off the courts, if you want to have a harsh critique of him, that would be your opportunity. But they didn't ask you that yesterday, Kareem. You took it upon yourself to lash out for what reasons? It seems very odd that you would pick this opportunity to take a shot like this. So I don't know, I can't go 100% for certain, but it seems very, very odd. LeBron has been great, both on and off the court. He's taken stances. People that might not always agree with his stance, but the hoodie with Trayvon Martin, yes. And so anytime you take a stance, Skip, you're going to get some blowback. Everybody's not going to be happy for you. The saying says that everybody that's liked is liked by no one. So LeBron understands what comes along with the territory that he's embarking upon. But Skip, I just found it very, very odd. A celebration? Kareem, this is not the 70s when you played. These kids are different. Skip, some of the things drive me crazy, and it took me, Shannon. You have to understand, bro, you in your late 40s, you in your 50s, these kids are different. They like to celebrate. They like to, okay, you just have to embrace it. Long as it's not costing your team a penalty, hey, celebrate. Even the NFL has let the guys come in and do more celebrations, Skip, because the fans love it. Although, the taunting thing, they stepped in with the taunting, and I get that. But, Skip, this didn't feel right. This felt personal to me. Maybe it's just me, Skip, but it felt personal because this was not a critique of LeBron possibly passing Kareem. He took it somewhere else where no one asked him to go.
I could not agree with you more. And thank you for saying everything you just said. I am completely on LeBron's side, and I believe this is coming from the deepest part of Kareem, the part that is threatened, by LeBron knocking him off the pedestal that he has occupied low these many, many years. And it has been his one biggest claim to fame.
Correct.
It has kept him relevant for year after year after year. And it makes possible all the media that he does, because he is a gifted writer. I got to tell you, he can really write.
Speak.
And he's deep, but sometimes he's a little unhinged in how he views something, because he is swinging and missing at this one. And I think the personal has at least colored his view, it's blinded his view of LeBron, because the first thing I hear is that Kareem is there to present what's called, it's his award, the Social Justice Champion Award. And if you'd asked me why he was going to be there, he's going to present it to a Laker, I'd say, well, it's to LeBron, right? And it's to Carmelo. And I'm saying, really, to Carmelo? No offense to Carmelo, but it just seems like LeBron is light years ahead of even Carmelo when it comes to social justice campaigning. Crusading. And you're going to attack LeBron on that front? It's the worst. You
there to present an award, and then you attack one of the players
who was unimpeachable. Like he has been the greatest ever. I'm the first to. He's been the greatest ever off the court when it comes to social justice crusading. He's been courageous. He's been gutsy. He's been fearless. He's risked losing all kinds of endorsements. I don't know that he has, but he sort of broke the mold. He broke through. Now it's fashionable to campaign.
Especially in team sports, Skip. No one has taken a tougher stance or stepped out on issues like LeBron. Kareem didn't do this in the 70s.
Well, he did. I checked this out just to make sure. But remember, in '68, he chose not to play for the U.S. Olympic team, and it was he was protesting the unequal treatment of African Americans in the United States, and he stated that he was trying to point out to the world the futility of winning the gold medal for this country and then coming back to live under the oppression in this country. Okay, well, that's a beautiful thing. And that was 1968. That was fearless. Because, remember, it became Tommy Smith and John Carlos at the games in Mexico City after they finished first and third. And then they're doing the black, it was called Black Power then, with the glove and the upraised right fist. And the focal point became those two. And yet,
Kareem stayed home.
He stayed home.
He did.
Well, okay, so that started it, and that's why this is his award, right? Okay, now we're back to what you talked about. Kareem has never been able to sort of stay out of his own way, and it hurt him more than you can even imagine, because even though he has long been the overall scoring champion, he hasn't gotten near the credit for it because people just found him unlikable. They
did.
Okay, so it was Magic's Lakers. Winning time is about Magic. It's not about Kareem's Lakers, but the all-time scoring champion is this guy, right?
Skip, the guy has more MVPs than anybody. He has 6. He won the award 6 times. Michael got 5, but he's known for the scoring title. So if somebody takes that away from him, Skip, and when we talk about greats, think about it, Skip. When we talk about GOATs, and everybody's like, well, you forget Kareem, it's really the debate between LeBron and Jordan. For whatever reason, a guy has 6 MVPs. He played in 10 finals. He's the all-time scoring leader. He's 3rd in rebounders. He has a lot. Now somebody is about to threaten, because that's the award that he's known for. Who's the all-time leading scorer in basketball? Kareem. Nobody talks about the 6
I think everybody knows that. I think the kids today can tell you it's Kareem.
Thank you. But if that goes away, Skip, nobody cares about number 2. Who cares about who has the second most home runs? Who has the second most touchdowns? Who threw for the second most? Who has the second most passing yards? Nobody cares. They only one. You compete, but you're trying to win the gold medal. Who goes to live? Man, I'm just trying to get the bronze medal. I'm just trying to get. No, you're trying to get the gold. So Kareem is on the top podium right now with the gold medal. He possibly has to take that medal off and put it around someone else's neck. So in a situation, Skip, where you're coming to present the award named in your honor to an individual on the Lakers, you take a shot at the best Laker when no one asked you to. They would ask you about him passing your record. Not you critique him about there's some things that he does that what?
And by the way, to finish on Kareem as a player, I'll just read this out of his Wikipedia. He had a reputation for being introverted and sullen. He was often unfriendly with the media. his sensitivity and shyness created a perception of him being aloof and surly.
Right.
Well, I was in the middle of it because I had one significant dealing with him that left a bad taste in my mouth, and I'll leave. It's too long a story. I don't want to bore you. I'll just use it in my podcast this week. But the point is, I experienced it firsthand because everybody did.
Everybody.
And then Kareem badly wanted to be a coach in this league, and he tried to get in every way possible. At one point, he was even coaching a team in Enid, Oklahoma, which is a little town just to the sort of the north of Oklahoma City. And my friends in Oklahoma
City. From Enid, Oklahoma.
He was. That is correct. And my friends are asking me, what is he doing? Well, he's just desperate to climb the ladder and pay the dues that you have to pay. And yet his sort of open marijuana use at the time, this is in the 90s and the early 2000s, the league is saying, well, we just can't do that. And I got no problem with it, but I'm just saying.
Even though he had say it was for migraines, he had bad migraines.
He did, but the league is like, I don't know, right? And so that has haunted him.
Right.
And now, yet to your point, so he said what he said, and it came across as pretty potent stuff, like he had thought it through.
Right.
And then he tweets last night, I regret my offhanded, that wasn't offhanded.